Welcome to Legacy of Rem, Episode 4. We will begin with character introductions as well as a explanation of their 2-month downtime experiences. We will start...
Me?
Yeah, you volunteered to go first.
All right. Well, Ryan spends his 2 months doing good. Next. Specifically, he takes his new job with the Inquisition with his new partner Sakura, and the two of them spend 2 months traveling all through the different parts of the city, which the character is still learning very well, though the player is completely ignorant. Doing all kinds of things, performing rituals to cleanse homes after a loved one had passed away, scattering a pack of urchins who are actually disguised ratlings.
Okay.
Oh, and that can happen too.
There's a gate guard who's really pissed off right now.
And purging a very angry heart spirit from a tenement building, which is where I received my lock from that woman's great grandfather, the sage.
As long as there's no chicken heads without feet.
No, not this time.
This is Aiden playing Teksai Adal, and my downtime was more study than anything. Incessant bookkeeping, learning of local ley lines, the dragon essence that was in the ground as I studied my geomancy, maintaining the spells, the protective charms that held up the manses to keep all of our local gods appeased.
This is Lindsay playing Rainbow Say Side Temperance. Her first month was quite a bit was spent having the Book of Law thrown at her, restudying a lot of things, far more in depth than the primary school that she had taught, occasionally being taken to her father's work and then being promptly ignored. Various things like that. The second month, she was put on duty with the guard, the guard general.
Oh, it's just the white cloaks?
Yeah. Started a position with the White Cloaks, where she was assigned as the partner to a man named Stryker. They didn't really get along, mostly because she doesn't get along with anybody. Also because he's a terrible human being.
Oh, yeah.
Also that, human.
Insect.
Small mercenary tasks, tasks, crime here, hey, you stop thief, tackle here, don't kill please stop punching people to death, both of you. And the only thing really of note was at one point, apparently one of the people she beat half to death came up and thanked her later for making it look real, and that he was now officially in, and if she ever needed anything, he was her man. Temperance is very confusing. Also has never been thanked for beating someone.
By that person. You forgot your thing from the cards.
Oh, well, in that case...
this is Aiden again.
Hi, Teksai Adal. I managed to find myself another rival. It was bad enough that I got the Kosai all hating me for saving one of their lives.
You didn't... I could have handled it myself better than you did, okay?
But Margaret Sartain is the name of my rival, and he is, I'm not sure, suspicious, wary, plotting. I helped him with his job at the time because, well, he didn't notice the spell unraveling as he was doing so. The wards were about to fall. More or less major explosion in his face.
You made it look bad.
Not my fault. I helped. But I don't know what his motives are at this point in time. I just know that he has an unnatural interest in me.
Ew, yuck.
Hey, that's not frowned upon. You just have to have babies too.
Yeah. I was like thinking, wait, you have to have babies with the dude? What? How's that work?
No.
Yeah.
That's on the
Okay,
side. Marriage is besides that. Marriage has nothing to do with love.
That being said, you're married to one, you can still go screw the other four.
Actually,
In fact, you're kind of encouraged to.
Yes.
I don't know if encourage is quite encouraging enough of a statement.
Why do they keep ending up in my room when I go into bed? Where's my wife? She's sharpening her swords. We'll be here in an hour. Small footnote to add for Orion. I have located my bestie from the House of Bells. She is working somewhere somewhere for some noble functionary in House Margard.
Oh, interesting.
You know what's funny? I actually
But I have
wasn't
not gotten
procrastinating at
communication.
all, but I
I've
just
been
happened
warned
to
to be
be pushed
circumspect.
further and further back.
If you wouldn't mind updating it in your...
It's on the journal, and I can update that on my sheet too.
Thank you.
Of course, he's
My
working
turn?
for the nut house around.
Alright, so do I still say my name and everything? Because I mean, I've been talking. Okay, fine. Well, Dav playing Kosai Raziel. What?
I was spelling it out in case you forgot.
That's not going to be helpful.
So first month he was...
O-A-C-I.
First month, he was just getting pummeled with books, pretty much.
And women.
And women, yes, that too. Both of which made him very uncomfortable, one more than the other.
He's not an average teen.
No! No.
Intellectually or otherwise.
Hey, that's not always a bad thing.
Second month, he was sent to Kathia. I have it written here. I don't know why I did that.
Because you can't read.
Say hi to the prince and princess for me.
So I was sent there on an undisclosed mission because I'm a sneaky spy that can't tell. I'm gonna stop right there. And I failed because that's what Razzie does. He fails.
Anything else you want to add?
How did you fail?
Epically.
Did you get in trouble?
And was it with your master or Kathai?
No.
Natural 20, nice.
I
No,
didn't.
I was just very disappointed in him. Nothing.
Kinju was even more so. Shit. That's because I'm a disappointment.
What happened?
What do you mean? What,
There's one more thing you're forgetting.
what am I?
We've been joking about it this whole time.
Learning how to read.
I said I got beaten with books the first month.
Yeah, that doesn't really get across the I was learning how to read.
Oh yeah.
Because she was beaten with books.
She probably
Oh,
beat
that's-
Some
people
people
with
pay
books.
people for that service, you know.
I beat myself with books.
Whoa! That's the pearls.
Well, yeah, I had to learn how to read.
Okay. Yes, Nothi discovered that she couldn't read and then beat her for it.
You said shoot.
Did I?
Yes.
My apologies.
Takes a little getting used to.
You can step into
Little is a broad term.
Broad strokes.
I could have sworn I said she in relation to Nothi. Did I really?
Yes.
Oh, my apologies.
My brain does that all the time where my brain says something, my mouth goes, LOL! Eh.
My favorite thing is when I'm writing or drawing, and I'll
so-
start talking, and then I'll start writing what I'm saying.
As we
Or vice
find
versa.
our intrepid heroes, they are being summoned one by one by a missive from the daimyo herself.
Oh,
No!
shit. You never want the boss's undivided attention.
Again.
Again?
Again.
So each of you are in your various studies or duties. Sometime around midday. So where would your character be in midday?
Midday? I'm tempted to say crying, but he can do that anywhere.
Okay, so he's in bed with one of his women. Got it.
What is the name of a place where scribes are working? Is that a scribery?
Jeez.
Maybe a library?
It depends on
but
what
there's a
you're
word for
talking
it.
about. What kind
We
of
are conducting research for our
Hall of
next
Records.
time. Hall of Records.
Okay, so you're at the Hall of Records.
Watching Sakura and as she digs through the stacks and looking out of place.
You look out of place no matter where you are.
Well, then that was a very good answer, wasn't
She's probably asking you to grab things off of tall shelves for her.
There's one really easy place for me to be as I'm practicing my new spell work. With Ramus.
Remind me, Ramus again?
Ramus doesn't like me.
My lab.
Right!
Ramus doesn't like me.
You should have mentioned that in your 2 months.
I should have.
You should have.
I kind of got
I
stuck
completely
at
forgot it until this moment.
No, he has his lab is very.
We haven't talked about that for a
passive-aggressively
long
aggressive.
time, in my defense.
You like
That's
red
why I had
buttons,
to
do
name
you?
it after you.
Like pushing red
Apparently.
buttons, do you?
Puppy.
It's even an acronym.
Yes.
It's very
I know.
passive aggressively puts things in your way so you trip over them.
When I think of Ramus' first thing, though, I always think of my character, not your lab.
Funny, I always think of his.
Huh?
That's funny because that's Romulus.
He had his brother though.
Remus.
He had his brother.
Ramus is a bastardization of Remus, so.
You just said that Remus. Huh?
Remus is not Ramus. They're
But I hear
two
that,
very
but I think
different
of them.
people. One's not a person, at least in this world.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
You
an
I need to
lab.
stop with the
technically
weird
they're both
noise.
mythological, so
I
whatever.
still make weird noises.
A self-aware lab would constitute mythological, right?
Okay. Does it still have the same flaw we talked about before?
Yep.
Okay.
Think about it.
Where would you be?
At midday.
Oh, wonderful.
Probably trying to find somewhere to like midday. Probably it's like noon. Probably trying to find somewhere to eat.
Okay. So you're out with Striker somewhere? Okay.
He's probably
So-
like I'm in real life. There's only or she's like there's only one real thing I can agree with anyone who I hate with food.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they hate food and then
So, as a general gist, you have a good idea of what your job is.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is part of. You're generally going to be sent along with diplomatic or mercantile trains or envoys, and then you will do your spook work on the side. Being, however, that you are kind of a major player, you have to be able to disguise yourself so that they never notice who you are, and never reveal your anima while you're doing these things.
It doesn't do that anyway.
That's
That's
part of
entirely
the, that's
true.
beside the point. Or you will have to be a member of the delegation and then do your spook work in addition to that. and you will not have the choice of when you get to do which.
Let's go to the sky.
Yeah, like I said, you're not going to have a choice of when you get to do which.
Oh, shit.
So you will be told by Nothi, most likely, which one you're going to be doing.
Well, that's not the one I was with.
Yeah, it's a no.
Like I said, you have a good idea of what yours is, right?
One of us is your
You have a good idea of what your order does.
Yes.
Okay. You are
Is he bad guy?
Ghost
Attack
place.
bad guy.
you are part of the city guard, but the sheriff does not just have one city guard.
Yeah.
Every single district has its own guard, except for the den.
Because the den guards itself.
Yeah, well, the den
Isn't officially the city at the shanty town that
It-
goes around the actual city.
No, it's an official part of the city, but they don't talk about it.
We don't talk about our tumors.
You don't go there.
And there's technically a city guard that works there, but there's like 3 guys in it, and they
They're
sit at
paid
the
to look
gates.
the other way.
They sit at the gates that
And
people
play
come
cards
in
all
and out
day.
of.
You play cards all day, mind your own business.
Leopard, get back in there.
They're pretty
You're not
much.
allowed to come up here.
You, on the other hand, are part of the citywide city guard. You're part of the high guard, essentially. That's what the white cloaks are. The white cloak is a colloquial term for them, while high guard is probably the more proper term for them, or Cherak guard. So all of the other guards have jurisdiction in their districts, but will defer to you for the most
I'm
part.
the FBI.
Basically. But your jurisdiction stops only a little ways outside the city. After that, it's a different size job.
Right. FBI versus CIA.
Sure.
Pre 9/11, when they didn't do each other's jobs.
Yes. So does everybody have a good, clear idea about what their actual jobs are? Okay.
Don't ruin things.
Don't fuck up too much. Don't kill people by punching them.
So,
Do I have a snappy Inquisition uniform?
That was actually probably one of your first
you
questions.
have essentially what would be like very
Tunic
formal,
or
a
sash
very
or something?
formal sort of a priest's uniform.
Okay.
a while
It's
to make
kind
it
of
for
halfway between like a Catholic priest and a naval uniform, dress uniform.
Okay.
I only see him as Helsing's rival.
Here do I.
As the
Yes.
What, you think I'm going to pet you?
Anderson.
Yes.
Do
You
you?
see him as
Well, you're
Anderson.
right.
Yes.
So you've
the
been working on
tight
various
suit with
things,
the long
specifically
sleeves.
mostly around geomancy, which means you've been working on monsters and stuff around the city.
Yep.
So you could be anywhere in the city, or you could be at your shop. You decided to be at your shop, so
I gotta research for the next job.
And possibly sleep there.
and at least half of your time has been taken up with studying those older sorceries that need fixing. So you will finish your nooner, and then be watching one of your paramours leave the room while your wife stalks in the other direction, and she will give you one of those wonderful death stares that she's so good at. She kind of looks cute now doing it, but you'd never want to
It's
tell
kind
her.
of endearing almost.
Almost.
The girl's
but not
idea.
quite.
Yeah, maybe
No,
more.
see,
like her
she
face.
death glares other people, but I have this special.
I have the death glare of
Right.
complete and utter hate.
She will rest her right palm upon her sword's hilt
No. Please no.
and hand you a letter that is covered in a letter of a scarlet papyrus that is sealed in the house colors.
Well, then I'll kind of eyeball her as I open it. Just please don't pull out the
Don't
sword.
kill me.
It's funny because I see him do this entire thing like just with a corner of a bed sheet, just like in the bed, like, oh god, please don't kill me.
And she will just glare at you, waiting for you to cut it open. You, on the other hand, will be walking around with Sakura as you
Holding
are
a stack of books.
holding a stack of books, and then she'll go, "Oh, I missed that one." At which point, a courier will walk directly up to you between the scribes and tables and such, and hold out a letter to you while you have 2 giant things of books in your hands.
I'm afraid you're gonna kiss me.
I just
He
look
knows
down
which
at
way
him.
He hasn't looked.
He
looks
has his
really good,
eyes to the
it's very
floor.
surprising.
How big is Sakura?
Sakura is, she's not super tiny like Mayame, but she isn't terribly tall.
Alright. Well, in that case, she's probably not going to be able to hold the books. I wrestle the books down and set them on the floor,
Okay.
and then I take
There are scribes that look at you like, "Oh my god, what did you just do?"
I glare at them until they look back at their
They
book.
totally look down at me.
And then I take the letter, crack the seal, and start reading it.
Okay.
Baby.
Because I can read.
Ramus
Oh,
taps you
bite
on the
me.
shoulder.
Oh wait, I have to
Such a
roll to
weird
see.
thing.
I have to
Oh,
roll to
I'm
see if I
going to
can
have to
even
fix
read
that
it.
chain, aren't I? Oh, yeah.
There's someone at the door, but
Probably after punching
I sent them
me.
away.
You didn't let them in.
No, they said something was for you, so it was yours, so I took it from them and slapped them for having had it in the first place.
Well, okay. Can I have it?
Please?
Dog is under people's foot.
It's a letter from a woman. I don't know.
Oh,
You read it.
Well, not exactly.
I picture it was a poison.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Well, I can feel the essence coming off.
Oh yeah, sure.
And
It's feminine.
elemental?
Well, yes. It's quite strong.
If it's quite strong, and I don't know many dragons, don't you figure I might need to know this?
Well, all dragons are quite strong.
Compared to me.
Well, yes, you'd be like a candle in the wind.
Well, thanks.
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
Let me see it.
All right, but you have to come back soon.
I will. In the meantime, I almost completely forgot to give you this. I need you to hold on to some of this coral for now.
Yay! I like it when you bring me gifts.
Well, we're going to turn it into something later on.
That's always fun.
Mhm.
Where do I get to wear it? The chain starts dragging it across the walls to put it somewhere.
Well, that depends on how quickly we can get it done.
Squirrel with my walls look big.
All I see
Yes,
on your
you
face
look
is
immense on the
never
inside.
touching this place. Never going near this place. This place clearly needs to be burned to the ground.
You'll never find another woman who calling cavernous is not an insult.
I have to roll to see if I can actually read it or if
Correct.
Genju punches me.
Yes, we will get to that in just a moment. That was going to be the crowning end of this. You get it, break it open, and we will move on. You are sitting at a ramen stand with Stryker as he is telling you yet another story of a time that things didn't quite go right.
Yeah. Background noise is I slurp.
At all the appropriate times.
He also has this really annoying habit of eating while he talks and flinging the ramen juice all over the place.
That's just him being a man.
That's
There's
very
no helping
true.
that. Hey, well, God. No, that's my shawl. No, I'm actually still wearing it. Please don't take my shawl.
Yeah, actually biting onto your
I
tongue.
want to know something.
I had to cover up with blanket recently because I started trying to blow.
There you go.
At which point, why am I freaking out on the names? A messenger will come up to you. Sorry, a small shadow darkens your home. Anyway, you're gonna get that.
What?
Please don't kill me.
You instantly recognize your grandmother's seal.
Shit. Hang on. Tip. I'm sorry. I did not say anything bad to you. Are we clear? Awesome.
Still alive. Still alive.
Now you can roll your smart check to see.
Hooray! I should have upped my smarts, but I didn't because I'm an idiot.
D6 and that.
That's not bad.
You have bennies.
The
I'm
hat
not gonna waste
and
that.
the
Snake eyes?
No,
hat.
3 to 1.
Okay.
No, you can't Benny a snake eye.
Yeah, but it's his first roll.
If it was a snake eyes, there'd be a lot more sound.
Conjugate the verb.
Serpent?
We're married. I can beat
Engaged. The Kosai are not going to get married that fast. They have to get the goods for the suitably elaborate wedding.
it. Beautifully done.
Beautifully done, yes!
So, the letter is
Probably just
a
take it from
summons
the-
from the daimyo for you to come to the elder council's what's the term for it? Sitting room, where you will be attending tea with your elders, and it essentially gives you 20 minutes to get there and be ready.
Shit.
Thankfully,
We
you're
met
at home.
now.
I'm in what district currently?
You're in the. I'm guessing it's. Did you let Stryker pick or did you pick?
You kidding, right? She picks.
That is my foot dog. Dog is chosen to chew on my feet.
Did you let Stryker pick or did you pick?
For food? Yeah, him.
Him? Okay, you're in Little Nexus. It's where you get the most authentic foods, at least according to him.
At least we're on the main
Plus, he
floor.
likes it because there's no guardsmen in there to watch him. If you guys don't remember, Little Nexus is completely outside the jurisdiction of House Verona.
Of course it is.
So I really wouldn't care being in there. Yes and no. I don't.
What's its function?
It is an outpost of the guild, and it was won in a bet with one of the least celebrated daimyos that Ferem has ever had.
For reasons. Surrounded by.
I can
They
see.
lost a section of it to a bet.
Oops.
But so yeah, it probably has amazing food.
Yes.
And as long as no one directly challenges Temperance, Temperance is okay with this.
Inside, guild law is the only law that stands.
But that's a very important law.
Well, a
Break
set
it.
of laws. They're called the dog.
Don't break it, please. You lose your clothes.
I have
or other
conditions.
things.
I have to head up to the castle.
Cut my way back to the gate. Okay.
What do I want to prefer you did here?
Sucks for you.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to Grandma.
Wow, that really sucks for you.
So they're just in like
Tell her
20
she still
minutes.
has a sweet
Let's
ass.
see John Belushi.
I prefer to keep my head.
You could say it came from that guy.
Snobby with the beard.
Remind me never to bring you to the
clothes
castle.
around Kent.
Or do bring you to the castle. It'll depend on the day.
No, I'm getting too old for that shit.
I don't think you can get too old for
Yeah,
that
John
shit.
Belushi.
Anyway, I have a ways to go.
Mental images. I see a John Belushi sitting next to her.
He based it on the main character from Lethal Weapon. Get up, pay my tab.
I'm gonna stick in with it.
No, she paid it. So,
He
money
will pay
bags.
it.
He owes his life to you now.
No, the problem is this is Little Nexus, and we've probably tried this before, and it landed real bad because he didn't pay the tab either.
He's just walking along and he says, "Alright, well, little money bags, I will see you tomorrow, probably."
Probably.
You want to actually go to the station, or can we skip all that paper? I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it.
Just chicken down.
On the other hand, we could go to the den again. I'm pretty sure we can slip past the den gate guards. Just beat the shit out of people. I know the rat tails have been doing a lot of pickpocketing lately. I mean, just on general principle, it's coming.
That would depend entirely on how this meeting goes. I plan to meet at the station. Like, 2 blocks from the station.
Oh, really?
It's good, bad. I'm the one with the fists.
Oh, yeah, she hits hard. She hits real hard. You're D8. So it's D8 plus D6 plus 2.
I could brawl it.
She hits hard.
Yeah, I have higher claws now.
We're the combat power.
Her average damage can break my barrier.
We're the hammers that deal with all the nails we're going to be crossing paths with.
Oh wait, no, average damage is still 1 lower than my barrier.
Everything looks like a nail.
I don't.
Nah, you're screwed.
Oh.
Everyone knows you don't use hammers on screws.
Where were we?
I was hurrying my ass. I just finished setting up meeting for tomorrow, 2 blocks from the station hall, just near it.
Right after I wanted to go to Dead Dan and punch people.
Right. Alright, so each of you...
And I hopped the nearest pagoda, pavilion, pergola, whatever.
I didn't know.
The thing people carry people on.
Palanquin?
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Starts with a P, so you got that much.
No, I want them to get me a pergola and make it move.
Well, a palanquin is probably the only thing that's going to get people enough out of your way to get there in time.
Alright, well.
People just get out of the way, because that means someone riches.
Parkour right over their head.
Yeah, there's a crowd in the way, though. I mean, if she put her ammo on, people get the fuck out of the way, too, but that's inside. That might be considered a bit extreme. Not to mention destroy all of her pretty outfit.
You realize we have water, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alternating.
Just making sure.
Where is your lab? I forget.
Near Tekisai compounds.
So that, if I remember correctly, was White District?
Yes.
So that's not terribly far.
Right.
Is it above or below ground?
Ramus below.
Ramus is below.
Ramus is below. That way we were able to scoop out enough space to give me the size I wanted.
Let's say size energy card.
Kosai
In the
Spell
den.
that.
Loseu?
Hmm?
Loseu? It's phonetic. Most of these are relatively phonetic.
Yes. Strasensai being kind of the
Strasensai?
Yeah.
If you pronounce all the letters, you got it.
Strasensai being the...
I took French though, so I need to ignore 3
Where
times
was the
those letters.
spring?
What section of the city was the spring in?
You, I
Glacial?
think we're in Glacial.
Have fun.
There was 2 different ones in Glacial. I think Tekisai and...
You just said Tekisai was in
No,
Yeah,
Tekisai is
Tekisai
in
was
white.
white. Okay.
Kosai... Was Kosai in white? I could look it up.
I'm just drop penciling some notes in so I can start figuring out where stuff's at.
That's fine. You have pretty much no problem because you were already undressed. You can get dressed into fine things, no problem.
Under the glaring eye of your
Are
wife to be.
you? Were you
She's
donning the
always wearing,
standard
yeah.
garb of the white cloaks, or were you refusing to not wear your armor?
I'm not wearing my armor. If I have to wear it underneath, then I will, but my armor is on.
Okay, so you just basically put the cloak and the helmet on and called it good.
Never going to
Yeah.
leave you behind again.
Turn it into a circlet. I can do that for you.
What?
Turn her helmet into a circlet.
Doesn't make much of the helmet for the white cloaks. Makes it a circlet made
Sorry,
out of the
the
helmet.
standard way she wears her hair up is in a really, really tight French chiffon bun, so it works.
Right, but if you let me, I'll put a medallion on it emblazoned with the white cloak's insignia. You can wear it on your forehead that way.
And then get
Just
yelled
carry a
at.
white cloak on
And
your
then have
back.
the superior
Throwing it the
attempt
first
to
sign of
yell at
trouble.
me, then realize they can't really yell at me because of my status, but still try to yell at me.
I was gonna say, how many other dragons are in the white cloaks?
And
Yeah.
explodes.
Yeah, basically explodes.
I'm guessing you are pretty much in your formal attire.
I mean, my work clothes, yes.
Yeah, so that's not really a big deal for you anyway.
Yeah, it
so you
looks
have a
snappy.
really formal looking dress.
You poor person, carry me.
I'm in the Hall of Records. What part of town is that?
The Hall of Records would be in the Glacial District.
Oh, really?
Did you pee?
You had to have this much energy.
I did.
Although it descends down into the Sanctuary
I don't
District.
know where
Okay, well, that's not shown on the map, so I'm not going to
That's
read
because the
Yeah.
Sanctuary District is underneath the Glacial District, the White District, and the central part of the
Curse you, Fallout 3D mapping!
of the Harbor District.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually it goes underneath part of the den as well.
Oh my God. Okay, well, for now, it's in the Glacial District. The top part.
That is true.
He gets his nice batch of food for him.
The 4 of you, I assume you arrive first.
I'm leaving. I don't. She's glaring at me. I'm out.
She's coming with.
Shit. Well,
She's your wife. She's allowed to go
Your
anywhere
minder.
you go.
Fiance.
Oh, that's true. You haven't been married yet.
I don't know.
It's
It's been 2
coming.
months I've been married.
No, because like I said, the COSI for this event, the number
Until
of
the
goods
other
they have
four
to
are
get imported
pregnant
for that
first.
wedding, there's no way they could do it in 2 months.
Yeah, the other 4 have to be pregnant first, and then we can do the marriage.
No, they'd want her to get one. Her
Eugene
pregnant.
has to be guaranteed pregnant too.
I say the COSI are getting ready for your wedding.
Yeah, they're preparing for it. It's going to be a grand affair.
They're
Your wife's trying on different sorts of pillows.
But given
Just
your
let me-
character's knowledge about etiquette and that kind of thing, you have no idea if it's traditional for them to wait this long or not. So you probably don't even think of it any more than just it's a terrifying event coming up.
Yeah, probably.
He's kind of from an area where marriage basically consists of, I like him, and also he already knocked me up. Hey, good, you live together.
Just one more week. Just one more week. Just one more week.
So actually, she will be staying behind.
Yay.
So
So I'm leaving very quickly.
So you head out. You'll arrive first. In the when you arrive, you will be directed to the gardens of the LegacyOfFeremS estate.
To the LegacyOfFeremS estates in Scarlet. Oh, we're not going to the castle, we're going to okay. That makes sense. I mean, it's the same time.
So I put it in the wrong place?
No, you put it in the right place.
Okay.
I misunderstood where I was going.
Oh no, you didn't. The letter told you to go to the castle.
Yeah, see. Yeah, it's castle, so I thought, this castle.
That's exactly where it's headed to.
Okay, so I'm heading to the right place.
And each of you, in turn, when you arrive, will be told that it has been moved to the LegacyOfFeremS garden.
You, poor person, carry me again!
And we have 10 minutes left.
Except now we're all here.
Yeah.
It's a good thing she's
Poor
still
person,
on
get
Sarah.
friends!
You shoot. Grab a leg.
Don't know if they can carry you. You! How your line up get mine.
I went straight to the gardens, right?
No, you went to the castle first because that's where the missive
Yeah.
told you to go.
It was a test, and we failed. We were supposed to be there 20 minutes early.
Yeah. Ramus kind of screwed me over on this one. I'll have to
Okay.
talk to her about that.
I see what you mean by he like eats the water.
Okay. So upon arrival at the gardens, you will be given a what's it called? A formal shawl to wear.
Shawl?
Shawl.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Shawl on my cloak!
actually, wait. You came from Little Nexus,
Yeah.
so you have a chance of running into him before he
Oh
as he
no.
goes another direction. Not that either of you know that the others are coming, but still.
I'll make that notice search.
Sure.
Or notice. And by the way,
I'll do the notice since I'm noticing notice.
Actually, I'd say it's his notice because you're way more noticeable than he is.
And I'm better
This
at
is your paladin.
You say this now. Your notices have been snake
Shut
eyes.
up, okay?
what is the doctor?
Dog is doing good.
He's so hostile.
Open the door a little more so we
Beat
don't.
you. I'll beat you again. 4.
Yep.
Four's enough to see him.
Yay!
Hi, hi, the puppy.
But I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm gonna keep going.
Well, that was pointless. So now you have a chance to see him.
I'm not.
I still don't have notice, so it's gonna be
I'm
fun.
not here.
I took investigation instead. 3!
Nope. Okay, so
Wait, which way is she going? Is she going the opposite way of me?
she's going the opposite direction.
Oh, then I'd probably speak up.
Well, do you or probably?
Odds.
Right.
I do.
Okay. A
Hey.
hand
Huh?
is raised up towards you.
Poor person.
Actually, you're in COSI colors,
Yes,
so
I am.
and-
Still, poor person.
Like, just as it's going, someone just sticks a hand up?
yeah, well,
Hey!
I'm assuming that, and yells something.
Temperance.
Stop! Back up! Stop!
One of them on the back is beep.
Oh, little, Raziel!
Yeah.
Kosai-san!
Yes. Where are you going at the moment?
Castle.
Oh, are you what?
Meeting grandmother.
The Diane? This is as a player. I have
Daimyo.
To meet the Daimyo?
You got a letter too?
Yes, but it's been relocated.
It's not a castle. And you're sure of this.
I went there and they sent me back.
If you're wrong about this, I'm going to lock you in a room with her.
Beat yourself. I order it.
I'm gonna start walking again.
Follow.
With resignation.
The Palanquin team begins following you. The two of you arrive, and
Awkward.
again, you are given snow white shawls, very formal looking, with some pretty knitwork along the side, or needlework along the side.
Take off my cloak, put on my shawl.
And one of the attendants will look to you and,
Yes.
pardon me for being so presumptuous as to speak to my bearer, but you were brought here to have tea with the elders, were you not?
Yes.
Is it not so that armor and weaponry is considered unseemly at such
For a second, I thought I did something wrong.
festivities?
Wait.
Wraps Tiger Claws up in white cloak. Because her armor is a full-length, like, dress landlock armor. It covers.
This is my clothes.
It's like leather,
Yeah.
block, and it's an actual full skirt.
Like,
Whereas
I thought
anime,
it was a reinforced buff jacket. Is
it is,
It's
but
a
it's
reinforced buff jacket that takes the form of a gothic tea dress,
basically with the lamellar plating is the jade.
Okay.
Because anime says I can fight in it.
You have a very cold nose.
He just
He
drank
does.
water.
Ah, that would explain.
He likes touching my toes with it. It makes me sad.
Okay, so the two of you are taken into the gardens, which is a quite spacious area. It has the features are what is the term for shaping bushes?
Topiary.
Topiaries that look like they're being blown in a wind that does not exist.
It's a philosophical illusion. I understand it. Probably help with it.
The two of you are then taken in, and you are announced first by the herald.
No.
The Master Kosai Raziel.
Sorry.
Esquire?
I'm a lawyer. That's you.
I know, but it's so funny.
Fancy in the fancy.
It's called zoomies. Nobody's are prone to them.
After which you can walk in far enough to see that there are 5 people here, including the daimyo, 4 of which look to be elders.
Oh.
They're all looking at
You probably remember them from that very tense.
Probably.
Oh, I almost passed out in front of all of you. That you should like 30% of the population.
Yep.
Nothi is standing amongst them while the others sit and pouring tea for the daimyo at this point. At which point she will look to you and say, "Come, sit, boy." But she will, of course, come close to you, whisper that to you.
I'll go inside.
Maybe look bad, I'm gonna kick your ass.
The Lady LegacyofferemS Temperance.
What order are they going in?
The 2 that are here.
I can't believe
Oh!
with that exchange, I bypassed the whole going back thing. So
The,
they're
da- the daimyo looks up, somewhat uninterested, goes back to talking to one of the elders. The LegacyofferemS acting elder will look over and goes, "It's good for you to be here as the first. You do us proud, daughter of our family."
Thank you. I'm humble for such comments. I'll go and take a seat as proper. It was like,
What
Oh,
the fuck?
Temperance-chan, come here, Temperance-chan. Sit next to me.
of course.
This is gonna be bad.
Yes, it is.
Who do you sit next to?
Help me, lady. That's nice to me. So also
Because
beats
Nothi's
me.
not sitting.
I know. That's why it's.
It's a trap.
It is, isn't it?
There is a man sitting by himself, ignoring the others reading a scroll.
Nope.
There is the
I thought I was gonna go in and
daimyo.
go, nope.
There's the daimyo and the person she is talking to.
Nope.
And then there is Temperance and the woman that was talking to her.
You can try some body language. Nothi's probably in sight.
I'm probably gonna.
Sit next to my elder. Watch what happens.
I'm gonna do a notice to see where would. Wait, what would that be to know where would be best to sit?
No.
That'd be etiquette, which we haven't really figured out what it goes under.
I'm sorry.
Etiquette was lore or bureaucracy?
I think it's what we came down
Ooh, did someone just learn bureaucracy?
I did.
Bureaucracy law.
Can I roll
unfortunately.
bureaucracy?
So yes, you can roll at a d4 minus 2.
I have D4.
Minus-
No. What is your specialty in bureaucracy?
You didn't give him a specialty, I don't think.
I
You
got
just told
law.
him. You just told
I'm
him
guessing
he
it's
gave
going to
bureaucracy.
be
Subterfuge.
no.
Merchants.
Yeah, commerce.
Commerce.
I don't think bribery fits in.
No, I don't think so.
Who wants a sack of gold? Going once, going twice.
Yoink. Done. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm still at a
Good job.
-2, but I
You
mean,
still get your D6.
as long as I don't botch it,
For
it's
the
fine.
right.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's still minus 2.
2.
2.
They didn't botch it.
I don't
You
botch
have
it.
no idea.
You want to
Am
try
I
re-rolling it?
noticing, am I
You've done an
noticing him walking
extra.
around awkwardly?
I think he's probably just standing there, kind of looking
Around.
completely out of place.
Kosai-san, over
Okay.
here. Join us.
What's the equivalent for Chan to Met?
Kun.
Kun?
That's why in the journals he's Little Mouse Kun.
Right.
And he called Temperance Kun. And Temperance, I read that and Temperance, like,
Sorry.
what? And then you called your elder son and I laughed.
Did I just messed up beyond
You
belief.
addressed her as an equal.
You should call
I'm
her.
sorry.
Sama.
You should be calling both of them son.
I mean, You technically can address her as son. You do not really have the balls to do such a thing.
Okay, I'm still
Just do
trying to
Sama
get a
for
hang of
everybody,
it.
and you'll be fine.
Okay,
Unless
that'll
it's a
work.
commoner.
He might make that
I
mistake.
probably would.
There's bureaucracy now, maybe not.
Well, the Kun thing made her stop because Kun basically is, even though a female Kun,
It's very familiar.
it's very familiar.
Oh,
Like when I use it as a diminutive.
The only thing that is more familiar than Kun, I believe,
Is
is
like a complete
nothing.
lack.
So if you were just referred to as Raziel,
okay.
That's where she's
I know you so well that we don't need to use titles or honorifics.
like
No.
Sakura calls you Kun just because she thinks it's cute,
and women tend
and
to
you told her to drop all the pretenses, but she's keeping that one because she thinks it's cute.
It actually
so
fits in
ironic.
perfectly with my journal as well.
Okay,
I'll fix that when I.
she won't do that
you
when
can have
anyone
that
else
anyway,
is
she's
around.
party over right.
Yeah, she has a crush on him.
Also the temperance Kun.
This is because she's supposed to. I'm so torn.
So, either the two. So you sit down with the two of them.
I guess I do.
They're already
So-
being served. Or...
Do his
How
bit.
has there's little like cucumber sandwiches and such.
But nobody's eating them. It's against the rules.
Are people eating them?
As far as you can tell, there is not even one
Look
missing.
at the food.
I wasn't
He hasn't
going
been
to.
served.
How has your new
So many rules.
work been treated?
Hooray! I get to listen to your conversation.
Well, it's certainly a big change from the monastery.
Well, I assume so.
No.
There's lots more people around.
No, I'm not being
The
sarcastic. I just
monastery had
listen.
quite a few people. It's different from the. At the monastery, the rules are set out very clear. You do the same thing every day at set times. Things don't really change at all. The working with the guards has been nice because, well, there is some set of routine. You meet up, say, and you make sure things are turned in on time. Every day brings its own new set of challenges and entertainment and adventures.
Have you found anything particularly challenging since you got back?
Not punching someone in the face.
Catching those
Not punching someone
Yeah,
in
kick
the
them.
catching urchins in the den. They're quick.
Perhaps the hardest thing is being suddenly back in the world of politics.
I can understand that. Certainly the monks didn't have terribly much politics, I would think.
And I would think even for an old veteran, politics is never a world that anyone should get used to. It's dangerous to get used to such a world. You become complacent.
Yes, if I used to it, you mean complacent or lazy, then yes.
Yes.
I agree. Very wise.
Used to
Don't
it,
you
I-
think, Raziel-san?
I do indeed.
Whoa. Double take.
I'm glad that you were able to make it so quickly. It appears that your other two brethren did not.
No, sadly.
Hopefully this will help teach them that they need extra time to do this.
I would have made it in time,
Of
Remus.
course, Daimyo.
Give me,
You're just like, yeah,
So
I'm
the two of
late,
you-
whatever, push-ups.
give me a versus agility roll to see if you get here before the other one.
The combing in your pillow.
You do.
With or without the wild die?
With.
Okay.
Agility roll.
Agility.
Oh, goodness.
We're having an agility off.
Good.
I win because I just rolled boxcars on initial.
Boom.
So 11.
Okay, you
Ew.
beat him by more than a raise.
Apparently a breeze kicked in and his light little body went whoop, whoop, whoop.
I got a 3. Sakura's really slow. She's got those tiny little
A
legs.
3? Okay, I got 2 raises.
Well, she wasn't.
Oh, she didn't come on?
She's not
Okay.
in the summons.
You had to sign out, like, for all the scrolls that had been checked. You had to sign notes. You have to sign back in. You have
I had to put them all back on the damn shelf. None of the scribes would talk to me.
Short.
Well, that and all the scribes are kind of ignoring me.
Yeah, so what slowed you down was you letting her flirt with you.
Yeah, that's it.
So I beat him by 2
Wait a
raises.
2 raises.
2 raises.
Okay, you-
Beat him by 8.
Okay, so you get to the Legacy Manor, and they too give you the same formal shawl. And then they are you dressed properly? I'm assuming.
I am dressed in good clothes.
Okay.
Good sir. I know better. It was an invitation.
Okay.
He always keeps his hair.
Then you are.
Remus likes watching me dress up.
Ooh.
I think Remus probably likes to dress you up.
I'm a little doll.
You are then ushered into the gardens where you are announced by your full name, and you see the situation as was befallen.
Befallen, I think, might be a right word.
See, now though it's a little confusing because I have 2 Scions off in that corner and I have my master over there.
Yes, who's still ignoring everyone.
That's weird.
Yes, that is standard. Where are the open seats?
There are like half a dozen open seats.
Cool, okay. I am going over to where the Tekisai elder is.
Okay, without even looking at you or away from his studies, he will say, "You have no book or scroll to read."
Apologies, master. I do.
Elsewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
There is-
spell I'm working on.
There is no time like the present to continue your studies.
And I start scritching down alterations and...
So
spells
you're
and
going to
permutations.
keep working on your stuff while doing everything at this meeting?
Until they start, I will be working with him. As soon as someone starts addressing me, it goes away.
It's hard to kiss ass to so many different people.
Right?
Eventually, you arrive. Having gone to the castle, been told, it's been moved.
Figures.
Got held up by some random peasant
Yeah, and
celebration.
every time a palanquin comes by, when I catch their eye, they nope down the closest side street they can find. So I end up buffing it, and it's a really good thing I'm in good
Sorry,
shape.
don't speak realm.
Luckily, I'm in really good physical shape, so I cover the distance faster than a normal person would. But it still takes me a while. I'm probably like a good 20 minutes late.
Yeah. Oops. Well, it appears that our last invitee
I'm not a disappointment this time.
is particularly late, so
Not
I
done yet.
assume we will begin tea. We will not begin the matters at hand, of course, until all of you are present. But feel free to enjoy.
Sniffy, sniffy, snoof. He's snoofing.
So,
Sorry.
you eventually show up.
Okay.
You've been literally running through the streets. Give me a vigor roll.
That is a...
Until you served and all that, I make sure, because Little Mouse has an issue with tea, that I was able to serve properly and make sure.
7. Nothing. This ain't nothing.
7? Okay.
Yes.
You make it there without getting too sweaty or otherwise disheveled.
That'd be freaking hilarious.
I don't slow down much as I go through the foyer, though, other than to pass my sword off, or diclave, and grab the shawl.
You pass your diclave to the person who is not attuned to it, and he falls over because it weighs
Really?
75 pounds to him.
I did not know that.
You chuck it, and they're like,
But then again, collapsed servant, wait for the diamond. You know what? I'm just going to have to suck it up.
sucks to be a slave, don't it?
Hold this!
Should have exulted.
It is literally a fraction of its original weight in your hands.
That is really cool.
So when you walk in to see the daimyo, you get the direct stare as you come in, and before the herald even announces you, she waves him off and says, "Orion, son, come here.
Yay, I'm not a disappointment.
Sorry.
Avert my eyes and approach.
The 2 raises hurt.
Can you explain to me why you were so impressively late to this meeting?"
Rousey's just smiling the slightest bit.
I said,
My greatest apologies, Daimyo. I was at the castle at the appointed time and had to run here, as I could not find a palanquin that was willing to carry me.
That was the side that said men.
Pretty much. From now on, I expect you to expect yourself to be at least 15 to 20 minutes early for any summons. Do you understand this?
Yes, Daimyo.
Now, sit. There is much to discuss, and we will discuss any further infractions from this later.
Is Elder Sarah there?
Yes.
I assume I take a spot next to him.
Her.
I start writing genders down.
Your elder is female, your elder is male, your elder is female, and
Both of mine
your
are female.
elders are female.
I have like 4 pages. I'll have to condense these at some point.
Yeah, you might need a bigger note section than what I put on this.
The
Need a
daimyo,
bigger note.
as you move to take a seat next to Sarah, you notice that, or give me a notice check, actually.
Oh boy. Hearing.
Nope, sight.
No, it's going to be sight. Damn it. Okay. 2.
Close.
No. 6 minus 2 is 4.
Still good enough. That one's covered in frost.
That chair's covered in frost. Sit in it anyway.
Are all the other chairs covered in frost?
You.
No, just that one.
Don't sit there.
I have no idea how to read that, to be honest.
Don't sit there. That is a reserved seat time.
I pause and I look at Elder Sarah. I look at the seat.
And she will look at a different seat.
And I will gracefully change direction and sit and move into that seat. They're there to help you.
Did I ever describe your elder to you?
She is the Divine Pulse, a water dragon blood. That's all the information that I have.
Okay, she's kind of got a dark complexion. She looks a little, I guess the word is off, kind of somewhat sickly. But as far as you know, that's the way she always looks.
Okay.
So she could have a cold, I guess. It would have to be like an exalted cold, but
The dragon gold. They do everything better. Okay, I take my place
There's a light switch right there.
and wait patiently for whatever's going to happen.
No, I'm saying.
Turn on the lights.
please flip it.
I don't.
Make me look bad.
I make everybody look bad because I'm a failure.
No, you make everybody else look good.
Stop being late.
Now,
You're young. You still have good eyes. He had surgery.
Respect your elders.
When I was young.
Meh. Not my problem.
Now, there is one last tradition of your coming of age that has yet to be completed. You have attended your schooling of choice. You have come through the debutante. However, you still must prove yourselves to the house itself and to your elders. Each of your elders has chosen for you a task which should push your personal limits within their purview.
Mine's to write an essay.
You must collectively complete these tasks within this month. If any of you fail to complete this task, you will all be considered to have failed.
Why are you glaring? Is he glaring at me?
I'm side-eyeing you.
Wow, this sandwich is really interesting, huh?
These tasks must be completed with only the normal resources that are allotted to you as your job within your purview organization. You cannot ask for any aid from any members outside the Scions. Do you understand these restrictions?
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you any questions prior to your elders speaking?
No.
That are relevant. I'm sure someone nudged you and said that are relevant.
No, the one sitting next to me is my instructor.
He assumes he's going to be relevant or he's going to get the freaking book thrown at him. The question is which book. No questions at all? Good. I hope there are no more difficulties.
No more difficulties. That's funny. Sandwich is really interesting.
I suggest that each of you speak with your elders as to your particular tasks. I expect each of you to excel at these tasks and grow through them.
I like how she's pointedly looking at me.
And I am making an effort to not look up.
Just
Cucumber
look up.
slices. How they get them so thin?
You're
The
feeling
small
like
things in life.
your fiance's watching you. You can feel it.
Very well, I shall leave you to enjoy the grounds. But remember, you do have a task. She will walk from the meeting, at which point each of your elders turn towards you.
I have no idea where your elder is irrelevant.
Slaps in the backhand,
Yeah.
start playing.
Your elder was standing over there holding the tea.
I'm just spinning all the way around.
Now, if you wish, you can try to listen in on each other's task, or you can just listen to your elders.
Well,
I'm
we're all
just paying
sitting
my
right.
attention.
We're all sitting right next to each other.
Except for me.
Well, you're next to me. But
But I have to go get I'm
Yeah,
still
my
gonna
instructor's
try.
kind of in a corner.
Yeah, let's play operator. Go ahead and let's figure this.
I'll still try.
Okay, there's two ways we can do this. You guys can either literally try to do operator, in which case I will ask 3 people to leave the room and talk to each of you one at a time, and then you can relay your task to each other, or I can try and do this with everybody here, and you can realize your character doesn't know as much as you do.
Are you going to be too complicated to use notes?
You can use notes if you want.
No, man, you.
So,
Are both tasks be too complicated to read just to pass us a note?
yes.
Okay.
Snow lion.
no, I didn't need me to take care of some big dumb cats in the snow. Jeez. Just wait till summer.
Go with that. So which way do you guys want to go?
The fun way?
Yeah, let's go the fun
The
way.
fun way.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Clockwise. Start with you.
God damn
You want
it!
them staying here? Or is they're going to set up the dice?
Let's.
I
Show
will
me
stay
the
here
landscape.
because this is where the
Yeah.
recording is.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
show
gonna
the landscape.
head outside.
Yeah, it's like show the landscape. They're locking in the room like 40K
Come on,
stuff.
up.
Oh, wow. Got me locked up.
Snick. Alright, hit it with it.
Nothia looks to you and says, "This is the reason, by the way, you have not yet been wed. Know this, that as soon as this is over, we will be hosting a massive wedding for you, and all of your friends will be invited.
I see.
Now, well, all of the Scions anyway. Who you consider actual friends will have to go through me. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, your task, your quest, and no, you don't get to choose whether or not to accept it,
I assumed so.
is to infiltrate
Wonderful.
Isar's inner circle.
SARS, S or C?
Esare. Or Isare. He's Nexian. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. And the man's a complete jerk. But what I want you to do is to discover what it is that he is planning to import next year.
Might I ask why this is important?
He happens to be the leader of Little Nexus. His imports, should we short him before he can get them in, will allow us to heavily pressure Little Nexus. It is a goal of mine that someday we should rip Little Nexus out like a tumor and make the city whole again.
I see.
Do you think you can accomplish this? I care not if you use subterfuge, if you charm him, if you sleep with him. None of these things matter to me. Get the information.
I will try.
There is no try. You will do, or you will not succeed.
I realized that as soon as I said it, that I shouldn't have said that. I will do it.
And remember, you are speaking to your elder, so you shall finish your sentences to me with Elder Sama,
Elder Sama, I apologize.
or Elder Dono, if the daimyo is not around. You understand?
Yes, Elder Sama.
Is there anything you would require to know? You are allowed to get the rules of this little game. I will give you a little bit of a help with. You are not allowed to get direct aid from any member of the house that is not a scion. That does not mean you can't ask questions. Part of your purview as a member of the merchant's house, or the merchant's side, is asking questions. So that should not be a problem, so long as you keep them within our scope of things, and your task is well within your scope. Understand?
Yes, Elder Sama.
I would suggest you also attempt to convince your fellow scions to perform your task first. This will give you the greatest odds of completing it and not being the one who is disgraced most heavily. Do you understand fully?
Yes, Elder Sama.
Good. I also suggest that you have some kind of formal home setting with which to congregate with your scions. There is a room above one of the taverns in the White District that you can use. Tell them that it is at your disposal as one of the merchants and that you are willing to host them. That will hopefully buy you some measure of gratitude from your fellow men, though I doubt it will sway Temperance. She will be your difficult one to control. And yes, I expect you to become the controller, if not the leader, of your fellow greater scions.
Oh, wonderful.
Last is, remember that she said you were allowed to get direct help from your scion brethren. She did not say your greater scion brethren. So if you can rope any of the lesser scions into your aid, much the better. And if you can force as many of them as possible to aid you in said endeavor, even better. Remember that even the blooded scions have a similar task as to you dragons. So, scratch, yes?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Where would this Nexus be located?
Little Nexus.
Really? Why does it be? Oh wow, that's tiny. Okay, then I probably would have known that. That's just. I don't believe I need any more assistance on the matter.
That would be incredible. Now, go see your scion brethren and give me daily updates. I expect that they will be either verbal or be written in code to me. Do you understand?
Yes, Elder Sama.
Have you practiced your codes?
I.
Do you remember what codes are?
I'm assuming codes is just what codes means. Just like yes, Elder Sama.
Very well. I know these are new concepts for you, but they are important.
I understand, Elder Sama.
As a present, I present you with a worded book. This will only open for someone who knows the correct word. It is set currently to let you choose this word. You must relay what this word is to me as well, as it is only right that someone else be able to open your journal should it become a problem. Understand?
Yes, Elder Sama.
And which word will you be choosing?
Performance.
Very well. It is a strange word to choose, but strange is the better. Place your hand upon it, speak with force and ownership, and the book shall recognize you.
I shall do that then.
Give me a spirit roll.
Okay. What is this? Spirit. That's horrible.
Yes.
Dude,
You
botch
feel
it.
nothing.
That's probably good. Don't want to get sucked to the book.
Take the book, tries to open it, it won't. It works. Hands it back to you. Tell no one else of the word. Keep all of your notes in there, and remember to give me daily reports. And go speak with your scion brethren.
Yes, Elder Sama. I'm guessing I'm sending Donovan in.
So you go off with the elder Sarah. And Sarah will take you aside, look at you, and she has those weird kind of almost dead-looking eyes.
I'm sorry I embarrassed you, Elder. I thought I was supposed to be at the castle, otherwise I would have come directly here.
You must know that the dealings of the elders may change on the whim of any of those elders. And when the daimyo is involved, there's lots of power struggles, which means that things change often.
I accept that. I just wish I could have run faster.
Be that as it may, she will probably sanction you in some way. Do you understand this?
I accept it.
Well, that is good enough for now. Are you ready to hear your task?
Yes.
You may or may not have heard through your fellow members of the Order that there have been a rash of hungry ghosts that have appeared throughout the glacial district. At first, we thought it was simply a few of the least amongst our society dying and their bodies not being entombed or embalmed properly and then being burned. Their remains being lost somewhere in a crawl space or in the sewer or other difficult areas to find and purge. As you know, when you destroy a hungry ghost, they simply dissipate and then reform the next night inside the corpse that they held in life. And should that corpse be destroyed while they are outside of it, then they will simply search for another and are eliminated upon the rising of the sun if they cannot. You recall these from your studies?
Yes.
The problem is that the source of these beings has not been found, and that they have been purged again and again, but with no sign of these bodies. Your task, however difficult it may be, is to find and discover the reason for this and eliminate it. You must also do what you can to protect the citizens each night. As far as we know, there are at least 3.
Okay. How long do I have to complete this task?
All 4 of you have until the month is end.
Beginning of the month, middle of the month?
Today is the 1st. Crap, what month did you guys arrive in Cherak? Was that air?
I do not remember. I didn't write that down. I write a lot of stuff down, but I didn't get that one.
He remembers that stuff generally.
Okay.
Have you any questions?
Do we know anything beyond that? Has this ever happened before anywhere in
There have been
recent
times
history?
where corpses have been difficult to find, but generally we are able to use various forms of delving to discern the locations of these remains. Those delvings have failed.
And what locations have these been popping up at?
Various locations throughout the glacial districts. So far, the only place that they have not been able to enter was the academy.
Or the spring?
Well, it has not appeared in any manors yet, but we generally don't. We generally only enter the manors of other size when we are invited.
Okay. My little walled estates.
These ghosts do appear to be a breed above the norm, and they are hungry ghosts, so you need not fear a sentient foe, but they are cunning. Now, out of character, you want to give me a religion or occult roll?
Yes. Let's go with. I used to wear everything again. Okay, so that'll be a religion roll.
Okay.
So this is the one I don't take a -2.
Unfortunately, this is outside the Immaculate, so you will have a -2 on it.
I don't have any occults other than that.
If you want to just know from the inside the Immaculate, you can roll it and I'll tell you.
Well, let's try that for first. Better than chance at something is better than nothing. There's a 6. 11.
11. All right. In Exalted, every single mortal has 2 souls, with the exception of Exalted, who have 3. A normal mortal has an upper, a Hun, and a lower, a Po. Now, the names for these vary across creation, but that is the immaculate way of looking at things. All animals have a Po. It is the spirit that gives life, essentially, and animates the body. Humans and other sentient beings, other than spirits, have a Hun, which is their higher soul. The higher soul is what, on a person that is has things left to do in their life, the Hun is what becomes the ghost. The Po is what becomes a hungry ghost. If you have a corpse that is not being treated properly, it will host a hungry ghost. The stronger the soul that birthed the hungry ghost, the stronger the hungry ghost. So, if a Exalted ever dies in battle and is not given last rites, woe to the guy who next comes in that area, because there's going to be a very, very powerful hungry ghost.
Okay. All right. And then can I roll again for knowledge outside the Immaculate?
Inside the Immaculate, by the way, ghosts, the actual ghosts of people, those are heretical. No man is supposed to stand against judgment, and staying around as a ghost is standing against your judgment. You're supposed to re-enter the cycle.
Instead of taking yourself out of it completely.
Exactly. Leaving a ghost behind is assuming that your soul has not rejoined the cycle, and thus you're staying.
So this is like considered also to be a very important service.
Exactly.
Aside from just keeping things clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Poes are just from essentially sloppy work. People who don't take care of their dead, they get cursed with a Po because they dishonored their dead.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Poes, by their nature, are horrible things, but they are part of nature and part of the judgment against people. But they should be destroyed because they do not just prey upon those that
wronged them.
Okay. They are killing machines.
Okay.
All right. Have you any other questions, Ryan-san?
No, Master Sarah. I will find Sakura and we will research this and see if we can find any links within the glacial district that would cause these to come about.
The only thing I would give you is a little bit of advice. 1, you may speak with me on things, but I cannot directly help you. 2, you should, for the safety and sake of the populace, attempt to convince your brethren amongst the Scions to perform your task first. Each time these things rise in a night, they likely kill someone.
Wise words. I shall heed them.
I would also recommend getting some wardings going from your other brother Scion. He is skilled in such things and should be able to help you. If you can figure out a pattern, discern anything that can help you, being able to,
You speak of Teki Sayadal?
yes, being able to create barriers that you can use to trap and control them would be helpful. But be wary that wards are a delicate art, and you will have to have others watch them so that other citizens don't accidentally break them.
All right.
You should also know that Sakura and several other members of the Order have been briefed on your duties, and while you will be given support from the Order, this is your task.
Understood. So limited backup. All right. Your advice is most appreciated, Master Sarah.
Very well. I have another meeting to attend to, so I will not be available for the remainder of the day. However, feel free to call upon me, and I would appreciate an update from time to time, whether from your own lips or written is fine.
I will do so.
Thank you. Get me, who's next?
Adal.
Techie Sai.
Ah, Teki Sai. You are ready for your challenge?
I'll be ready as soon as I know what it is. Yes, sir.
Walk with me. He begins walking out of the gardens.
Everyone else right now, I'm assuming,
Is chatting in their own corner of the gardens.
Okay. Okay. So I follow him out of the gardens or out to a path in the gardens. I'm not sure which.
He then walks out of the LegacyOfFeremS Manor.
Oh dear. Well, academic.
He continues to walk through the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Says not a word the whole time.
Well, safe to assume he won't until we get to our destination, so...
He takes you to the West Gate, also known as the Sunset Gate,
No shit. But okay.
as it is the entrance
To the Sunset
District.
Yeah, hence the no shit.
He then looks. He then stops before entering the gate. You can see the sun is kind of going a little bit towards that direction.
Is it entering the gate or exiting?
You guys would be standing on the inside of the gate.
So we're exiting.
Well, he's not walking anymore.
Okay.
But you have a teeny throng of people that are just like, fuck you, while you're standing in the middle of the gate area.
And then realizing that
And then realizing that, oh, that's a Dragonblood and another Dragonblood. Oh, crap. Not going to say anything more. Hope they didn't notice. Wagons are parting around you and such. And he looks, he doesn't even look at you, and he says, as he marks something onto his scroll and starts rolling it up,
are being graded.
he says, what do you see?
Outside of the border?
He just raises an eyebrow.
What is outside the border?
Outside the gate,
Yes.
you see the Sunset District. They are beautifully made buildings that are in disrepair. All of them are in disrepair. And in fact, if you want to make a lore check, I will tell you more about the Sunset District.
I will
Do you have an appropriate specialty?
aspect.
History.
Sure.
You have history? Oh, it's your
Aspect.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead, roll. I forgot.
Yeah. 1 month.
1 month, okay.
I'll take the 8. 10.
10. Okay. The Sunset District was originally supposed to be the new grand district far away from the city center where the rich people will congregate and build a new district for basically to attract more people to the city as investors and as big high society type people. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It didn't go so well. The whole city, the development was made, most of the buildings were made, but then war came, difficulties happened. A lot of the buildings towards the outside edge were left half finished. Gangs started taking over, smuggling started moving through it because there's no wall around it, and the entire district has now become essentially like a second den, but without a wall. There's no containment to it whatsoever.
That's dangerous.
So the Sunset District, while still like beautiful and wonderful in a lot of ways, is also completely filled with opium dens and the kinds of places where you go to if you want something without people knowing you're there.
Okay. So then my answer would be a gem meant for the city that has fallen upon hard times.
He looks at you and says, well, that is not untrue. That is not what I meant.
Potential.
Look above you. Gate? Yes.
I don't know.
This is the Grand Western Gate, the Sunset Gate. This was meant to hold back the hordes should they come to our Western Gate. Its spells and incantations have been at their limits for some time, and even maintenance is not holding them together. The reason for this, please.
Insufficient magical experience, knowledge, and or materials.
Well, correct. Not terribly accurate. Or sorry, not terribly precise.
If given time to study the wall, I'd be able to give you a more accurate. On first glance, I can only tell you that the unraveling of these spells is something that can be postponed, but not entirely stopped.
Indeed. It can be... Well, that's beside the point. Your endeavor is to replace it,
The gate itself?
if need be. but I expect one of equal quality and resilience.
May I ask the name of the original architect and, the spells architect and the engineer of the wall?
You may. You can find them at the Hall of Records. I expect you to be able to perform this feat in the time allotted, and I expect you to do it in a way that is proper and fits the decorum of what this gem beyond our walls was meant to be.
Solid gold etching it is.
I will give you one piece of advice. Start with a solid foundation in all things within this endeavor.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, I just gave you, by far the most straightforward and most complex.
So, yes, as he's talking about all of this, Adal will be furiously writing notes, kind of like I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You have any other questions for him?
Find what I need there, start with a strong foundation, match it with the splendor the Sunset District was supposed to have. That really falls under most aspects that Adal would worry about at this point in time. Anything else is going to be kind of a, well, shit, I need to take care of this now.
Big enough for you?
Yeah, I can't wait to find the crypts underneath.
How are you doing?
Quite well.
Did sister scare you?
In so much as I think she scares everyone.
Michan does that to everyone. Don't worry about it. She's more of a softie than you think. Not much, but more.
I know that she expects much of me.
We all do, and we hope that you will live up to everything, but personally I don't doubt it. I mean, after all, your parents produced your sister, and she does everything wonderfully, and I'm sure that you will surpass her as you are at least a dragon. That is certainly more than she can say.
Yes,
You are closer to the to the end of the celestial wheel than she could hope to be.
indeed.
So, about this task.
Next person.
The daimyo has given you a very... I'm sorry to say that I believe she has put this on you because she did not personally want to deal with it any longer. You may have heard that there was some sort of altercation in the harbor last month.
I heard something of it, yes, during one of my first briefings.
Well, that particular ship was raided in the middle of the night by we know not who for certain, but that ship was a guild vessel. And it has become a particularly sticky wicket for the daimyo between her and the merchant prince of Little Nexus. Because it was in her jurisdiction and her protections were supposed to be on it, they are seeking full recompense for the entire shipment. However, the shipment, as they list it in their logbooks, one could barely believe would fit on a ship of that size. Not to mention it was filled with incredibly rare things that seemed to be on the incredible. Just to the meaning of the word that you wouldn't necessarily understand given your last 4 years of life at the monastery.
Like the Empress's clothes, that sort of thing?
No, but there was saffron, there was...
This far north.
It was not from here, it was on the guild ship.
But still, that's not very frequently. I rarely ever see that up here.
Indeed, it was sealed in containers that were warded to keep them fresh. It was... those containers themselves were quite expensive, amongst the various other things on that vessel. Needless to say, it behooves us to find out what we can and either negotiate a settlement of reasonable proportion for what we might actually believe is on there, which would require us to discover its true manifest list, or, if this was the true manifest, to discover the location of the thieves, return these goods as much as we can to reduce that problem.
Is there any idea of who?
I believe that is somewhat of a mystery, but whoever it is would have to have unprecedented access to the docks. Those areas are guarded relatively well by both the harbor guards and the guild guards, and those two companies do not overlap and do not particularly share fondness for one another.
How many days was the boat in harbor?
That I do not know. You will need to speak with the harbor masters about that.
If it's from north, unless it came in late that day, the harbor master should have the manifest, shouldn't he?
One would think.
I understand why she doesn't want this task.
Indeed, it has been a headache for her since the incident occurred. The unfortunate thing is that our city bank is the insurance holder. So we cannot get out of this, even if it was not legally required for us to give it back just by the fact that they were in our harbor. Our bank will be paying it back otherwise.
Well, it seems so much ludicrous. It seems like it'd probably be making bankrupt the city if such a thing is possible.
It would certainly cause a large problem. Such is why it has been given to you.
I will do my best to bring this to the cheapest resolve and most just.
Very well. One thing that you should be aware of is that first, the daimyo expects great things of you, and she would implore you to respect Little Nexus as much as possible.
No worries there.
Very well. If you have no other questions, I shall release you to your duties.
If I do have any further, that I think of later, I will be sure to write you with them.
I will, however, insist that you try these. They're wonderful.
Yes, of course. Temperance likes this. Leader of Los Isa likes. Was clearly not one of the people at the meeting going, yeah, but your sister's still your sister.
One last thing. Your grandmother, Danyo Dono, is likely to be checking in on you, whether you check in with her or not. She has learned many ways to listen and hear across distances. I would be careful of what you say no matter where you are.
Senator taught that from the moment they speak.
And I would also, advise you to get the men under your thumb as quickly as possible. And if you
That shouldn't be an issue.
yes, if you could, if you want her to give you as much space as possible, giving her reports without her having to ask for them from you would be a good idea.
Okay. I've spent the last month learning report writing.
Yes, well, that possibly
Makes
could be the
bureaucracy
exact
seem
reason.
entertaining.
Well, at least you're not writing the same scrolls over and over again. Isn't that what monks do?
Sometimes it's the same. You just change the names.
And feel free to have as many of these sandwiches as, well, not this one. Feel free to have as many of them as you like. Certainly you can come to the gardens with them whenever you need.
I have a question. What if my current duties with the guard?
Well, certainly should you see something that you need to intervene on a direct basis, you should probably do so, but otherwise consider yourself on special duty.
All right. I'll send the notice over to my partner.
Need you any other instruction?
I think I should be fine.
Very well.
I'm pretty sure Orion is sneaking all the sandwiches. And that my partner's response to this letter is going to be I'm too old for this shit in letter form. Just
All right.
We all ready?
We are ready. Did you guys do any RP outside, or were you waiting?
We
Awesome.
figured we'd wait because I am way the fuck
We
out.
tantalized each other a little bit, but no actual information was exchanged.
Yeah, close the screen door, leave that door open. It's a nice sound.
Yes, it is.
I agree.
All
All
right,
right.
a couple days before they're coming up.
It's also weird kind of coconut.
Especially for you fools here.
It's like they made it with coconut.
Yeah, we spoke
It's
of
good.
guns and landscaping.
Wonderful.
It's good, but you just don't expect coconut with pasta.
So, each of the three of you that are still in the garden did, like, out of the corner of your eye, if you are,
I did mention that part to them.
whatever, notice that the techie size just, like, walked out, like, right away.
Okay.
But the three of you, are done relatively close to the same time, and your elders leave. You were left in the windswept garden.
He literally leaves me there, doesn't
Here's the fridge
Oh, yeah,
open.
he's just gone. He just
Okay.
walks away.
You have your orders. Bye.
You're, like, sitting there taking notes, looking at the thing, like, drawing a little sketch of it, and then he'd look around and go,
Okay, thanks, bye.
I just... Mine said at one point, take as many of these as you want. This one. Now, all I saw in my head was you just being sandwiches. Being the college student.
Yeah.
Take as many as okay. This is mine, this is mine, this is also mine.
We've had some fun.
So the three of you can talk, and a little bit later, I'm assuming you'll join them?
Did his leader take him away?
No.
That's what the conversation was.
She spoke with him, like,
In
right
the
over
corner.
there in the corner.
Oh, so he did get up.
And we were walking around the
Probably
garden.
because he tried to approach and then mine just looked at her with the, what are you doing? This is my table. My sandwiches.
It's sad because it's true.
So,
We have a good, the bad, the ugly moment. Everyone looks at everyone else in the eye, and then looks at the other person. Exactly.
So, does anyone know anything about harbor manifests?
Harbor manifests.
No.
Alright. You're not even there.
No, I'm walking back. We went on kind of a hike.
Did he abandon you in the woods?
No.
he abandoned them in the middle of the street.
Yeah. But at least the street kept partying around.
Strange thing, man.
Not really, I'm a dragon.
Well,
Obviously
you're
so.
not.
Very.
No, you
So, spill the beans,
Why do I have to be the one that does it first?
because yours is probably going to be the hardest to
Have you
do.
had any sandwiches or drank any of the tea? You don't drink
There's
nearly.
still the plate is still there with like a tiny crumb taken off the sandwich.
the top of the sandwich is off.
It's for looking at, not eating.
I suppose.
See, part of your problem is you don't drink enough tea.
Okay.
Stop
God,
it. We'll be
I sound like
hella
my
chill.
sister. I'm sorry. Do whatever you want. Don't drink tea. Drink tea. If it's good for your constitution, good for your brain, or whatever. Do what you want. You do you.
Speak, mouse.
So I guess the big question is, do three of you wait for me to get back?
No.
Okay.
That could be
You'll show up when you show up.
hours, days even. You don't have
He has
time.
food.
Are you running back?
No.
What's that then?
It's just the agility for timing and all that's got to free.
You do. It's
So-
like, there's food here and there's tea. I ain't going nowhere.
Nice food, nice weather.
I still don't understand why I have to be the one that goes first.
Because we say you do.
You can challenge him.
I get really good intimidate. I wouldn't do that.
What's your intimidate?
I'll make you pee yourself in front of everybody.
I think your intimidate's a little.
D6 or D8?
Oh, what did I end up taking with that one?
D12 plus 2.
Intimidate D10
Yeah,
plus 1.
that was about to say. I was about to say. I think his intimidate's actually higher than mine, and I have a D8 intimidate.
Something about that deep booming growl.
And being a literal tree and height.
Yeah, I'm really glad
Well, mine is a
quest didn't go
spying
some
job.
other way.
Huh, surprise, surprise.
Spying job?
Mhm.
What are you going to spy?
I'm trying to infiltrate. I wrote Acer. Is that?
That's
because-
right.
Okay, because you said it like SAR.
I'm not there.
So,
I'm supposed to infiltrate Acer's inner circles, one of his inner circles, and figure out what it is that he is going to import.
I don't even know who this person is.
Nor do I.
Smarts.
Well, I guess that'd be a good place to start.
Lore local.
Oh wait, it's the same dice. Just one doesn't get a -2. Not smarts.
You know, he's a very local celebrity,
Yeah,
so smarts should be fine.
you know him.
Oh.
As a player, you know him.
This too.
Oh, this isn't the right dice.
Oh, that's a 4.
That's a 5.
So,
Can
3.
It's a smarts roll, so
9.
there's no minus 2.
Oh, there's not? Okay, so
I got
5.
A what?
9.
9?
5.
Oh,
Is this a name I've heard somewhere?
Acer? Acer is the deadly rose.
Right.
He's the
Oh shit!
he's the guild prince.
Oh no!
Can we just disown you now?
To do who? Like, excuse me?
Yes. Well, that's.
Even I know who that is.
I just remembered.
Oh.
You just remembered.
I just
You
remembered.
just remembered who.
I don't think about these things.
You gotta go to a little
He's
messy.
thinking about
No, I don't.
his bride-to-be is probably looking at him right now from somewhere.
Fondly, I hope.
I wouldn't.
Up in the tree.
With the crossbow. He's looking at another woman. I don't care what her eyes look like.
Yes. Well, that is mine.
So you have to infiltrate his inner circle and find out what he is importing.
Exactly.
That is going to be a challenge.
I have a room for us in a tavern district. In a tavern.
This is the
Okay.
good dice.
That's a start. And how about you? Does it involve punching things, I hope?
Oh, shit. I think she didn't mean for me to be that direct. Crap.
You're a spy. Think like a spy.
I'm a failure. That's what I am.
A failed spy.
I'm investigating a large sum robbery involving the guild.
Oh, well, this is going to be interesting.
Well, common thread.
Someone apparently stole I haven't seen this list yet, but basically all of the Blessed Isle's riches. And so that we're all magically on that ship.
Oh.
So I have to figure out what was actually magically on that ship. Or we have to pay them, because they were insured through our bank.
Oh.
That's a new twist. I like it.
And we're legally on the hook, I guess. I don't know the intricacies. All I know is I have to figure out what was actually on that ship and who took it and get it back. Not necessarily in that order.
Goodness, Lloyd.
So
Sounds
punching
like
may
it
be involved.
definitely could come to punching.
However, you have to be careful about punching, about who you punch in Little Nexus. There are rules about who you punch in Little Nexus.
In Little Nexus.
That is what
Yes.
mine takes. That's
Don't
where
punch
I'm
us
going
there.
as well.
Oh,
Damn
wow.
straight.
Also, pay for things and don't assume your partner is going to pay for things.
So yeah, definitely going to be punching, I think.
They do though.
Well, do you know anything about hungry spirits?
Oh, dear. What would
I
that
should,
be?
but I don't have that role.
You might have heard something somewhere.
I was a monster.
Oh,
Womp
wow.
womp.
No.
I should have, but I wasn't paying attention to that class.
You're a monk of the Immaculate Order, and you don't have
5.
religious
Five.
Immaculate
3.
Order?
3, yeah.
What am I rolling?
He's like,
Hungry ghosts.
it's a spirit, and it's hungry.
Hungry ghosts.
I'm sure they talked about it at some point. I wasn't a... Look, I learned how to punch things at a monastery. What else did we really need to know? What are these ancient scrolls really going to teach us? How many metaphors can you actually hear and understand in a lifetime?
Well, I suspect that punching will come in very handy.
Oh, you're back.
Hi.
Where'd you go?
I went for a walk.
So, what's your poison?
We haven't finished with him yet, though.
How about you? Know anything about hungry ghosts?
A cult?
Hey.
The cult will give you the nitty gritty.
Like, I went to a place known for punching people. I like to punch people.
5. He will relay to you all the basic information I already relayed to you.
They're ghosts. They're hungry.
Do you want me to tell you?
I'd like to know.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably should, because I just have the absolute basic stuff here.
Hungry ghosts are the freed lower souls of either powerful animals or mortal men that were not put to rest properly, which of course in your religion means burning the dead.
So you rise and seek out the souls of the living.
The more powerful the soul is that gives birth to the Poe, the more powerful the Poe.
So is this a general thing or one in particular?
3,
Can I be
actually.
seasoned
A
in that, like,
minimum
more
of 3.
advances?
In the Glacier District. They have been put down and continue rising again
Oh, the other thing is that if you destroy a Poe, it will dissipate and reform the next night because it will just go back to its host body, where it will then rise again from after it regenerates.
Yep, which means at least its travel distance is limited.
Yes. It also will, if you destroy the host corpse, it will search for another host, and if it didn't destroy it first.
So,
Fun.
There's no
quick,
fear
easy
buffer.
summary. Find it, track it, torch the body, kill it.
Not kill it, then torch the body.
Kill it, then torch the body.
You have to drive the spirit back into the body and then
And then
destroy
kill
the
it
body.
while it's in the body.
I'd like my
Yeah,
upper.
sorry.
I'd like my upper
Concept.
level.
And they're
move
more
now.
powerful
I'd
than
like my upper
is
level
typically
move now.
expected of a Poe.
Oh, do they have any semblance
a
of their
little
former
helpful.
selves?
That I don't know.
They're Poe. Poes are animalistic. They're cunning, not
Ghouls.
sentient.
Something like all
Right,
rise
but if they
ghouls.
had some sort of specific
Ghoul
trait that marked them similar to something, who knows? I didn't roll high enough to
As a
know
hiding.
whether or not it could happen, so I assume it can and need to verify.
Okay.
Look at what Temperance's nickname on this is.
It will probably have some
That
effect.
honestly is not the first name I've had
You're-
for a
you're
character.
right about
First
that.
time that's been written down.
We
I was in
are,
his phone as that name for the first time.
we
when I
are
was
to
meeting each other.
discover
Wow.
where they're coming from, why they are coming forth, and
He's
then
half-breed bastard.
deal with them.
Do they show up in a regular spot every time?
Character's got
I'm sure.
The only place that they have not appeared in is the academy. Obviously, access to the many walled manses in the area is a problem. They could be coming from any one of them, or from the sewers below, or from many places.
Has it resulted in injury or death?
Didn't say.
Didn't specifically say, but it was implied that if not already, then definitely soon.
Okay. See, I'm trying to measure.
Which will, of course, make more of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to measure priority
Yes.
So eradicate unruly ghosts,
before more happen.
infiltrate suicide mission. Try
Wait,
not to
wait,
bankrupt.
wait,
If it makes you feel better, Elder Sarah.
Infiltrate a suicide mission?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You,
So we're trying to raid a death cult.
We could retroactively justify it as such.
Poseidon has been given the task of investigating
the Sarah.
See,
Sarah.
we find a piece of your stolen treasure, plant it on her gang leader,
It's their treasure!
lead the ghosts to them, and
It's
then
their
let
treasure!
everything sort itself out.
It's
Then
the
you can
guild's
drop your bomb
property.
there.
It's the guild's property.
That's funny.
I'm investigating the stolen guild property that we may have to pay for insurance.
Any leads?
They'd like payment soon.
They?
The guild. They'd like all these things seconds.
So the guild wants payment
For a list of goods that don't seem like they would fit on the ship.
And then
I
worth
have to
enough to
s-
bankrupt the house.
for a list of goods that don't seem like they may fit on the ship.
They're asking, from what I've heard, they're asking for a rather ludicrous amount of money. That would.
Okay, so the ship
I
may...
have not seen the manifest, and I do not know if it's the actual manifest.
I don't care. They're asking for a stupid amount of money, and there's more goods listed than should have been on the ship. I need to at least look at the ship, so we need to find that, because if that's the case, that means there's an enchantment there. Someone may have perfected the elsewhere storage on a large-scale purpose.
If that is the
What
case.
about yours?
Tangents!
If
Yeah,
that
we
is-
showed you ours. Show us yours.
If that is the case, we then have to find it.
Right, which would solve your insurance problem and get us in good with Ser from the guild, so that he can keep maintaining relationships while the rest of us go on a hunt. Meanwhile, we need to figure out how the hell we're going to repair a wall.
Stones, mortar,
Stones, mortar.
slaves.
I'm assuming there's
Slaves,
more to
yeah.
it than that.
So,
No,
um,
I mean, I'm sure the slaves mix something with their feet, but they're slaves. It doesn't matter.
I'm
what they do.
talking more about the wall.
I'd love
Build
to
it.
introduce it to you guys real quick, just so you can get a visual. I needed it. Come on.
Lead on.
Right. Lead on!
It's a lot of calories to run this, buddy.
These are just cucumber sandwiches. Shouldn't we?
And I start walking them from Scarlet to Sunset.
Okay.
So we go from here and reach the western gate.
Okay.
This is what we need to repair. And sorry, not repair, replace.
Those are two very different tasks.
Replace in a way that is suitable to fit the area it was meant for, the Sunset District. Rich, hodgepodge, noble people. So it needs to be
Have you turned around behind you and seen the Scarlet District?
look forward at the buildings and what they should have been. No, seriously.
They don't have red roofs.
It's like they're speaking English, but not.
For those of you who are looking through the gate into the Sunset District, the buildings that are closest to you look like beautiful, elegant structures made with very, very fine detail work, multiple stories tall, broad, open spaces between them, sun cascading around them, fountains, statuettes, all sorts of things, even gargoyles around the tops of some of them. And then you add graffiti and broken down, rundownness on top of all that.
Ah.
So we need to set this up for the renovation of the Sunset District, and the wall needs to be built to reflect what we want it to be.
Specifically replaced and
Specifically
not renovated and repaired and
I-
restored.
Can't restore it with the way it's supposed to be. This wall is meant to hold back armies, literal armies. Yes, it's spelled.
Yeah, you're the only one that can do that.
That part, yeah.
I can
You
help with
haul
demolition.
stones.
I can help with demolition real good. I know someone who would help me help with it. He's mortal and he'd break his hand, but it'd be funny.
So mine is the most pressing. Yours will need the most time.
You have a
And
month
theirs
to
are very
demo and
confusing.
rebuild a wall.
Yeah.
Were you given a budget of slaves to hire?
Nope.
I suggest you get together a budget of planners and
Maybe a
commissioners.
ship full of treasure would help with that.
Do you have permits? I'm pretty sure there are permits required.
Oh yeah, about a dozen, maybe 2.
We should have started 2 years ago.
See,
That's
Have you been to a
not their
permit office?
problem.
Yes.
You were talking to my sister about a permit office.
Do you know who my mother is? I deal with red
Should I?
tape all day. I deal with red tape. Yes, permits are needed. I'm assuming they're already granted if we are told to do this.
That's a dumb thing to assume.
No, not right now, because they're going to look at it and go, who did this? And the dragon's going to say, I did. Are you really going to contradict that?
Daimyo made me do it.
They're going to direct you to a supervisor who's going to go, oh no, let me bring you to my supervisor, and dear God, you have no idea how many supervisors bureaucracy has.
Uh-huh. But the problem is, are any of them dragons?
No, that's why they go to the next supervisor and the chain of supervisors.
Well, they'll know where to find us while we're doing the work.
But, so, how intact is the current reinforcement stuff?
Okay, let's just start with how it looks.
Okay.
The western gate, as far as anyone could tell from just the surface of it, looks like a standard stone masonry gate with a massive set of double doors. But being that it's ensorcelled and whatnot, you'll notice a lot of things that you wouldn't expect, like how the stones have been weathered and aged is not something you would necessarily expect on an ensorcelled gate that is supposed to be durable by its very nature.
Okay, so it is actively falling apart.
Yes. Once you actually set your mind onto looking at the spell itself, the weavings of the fabric, not so great. It's kind of like a spider web is left behind. Just enough to hold it together.
Wonderful.
So if a sorcerer came through here with an army, the sorcerer would, like, sneeze and it would fall apart.
So I need to not sneeze. Got it.
Yeah, I'm hoping
Mystically speaking.
I'm hoping the wall was falling apart, because if it still looked pristine, both of us would be like, don't understand the problem.
It looks like a decently weathered but still strong holding.
Yeah, as
wall.
far as you would say, it's a strong...
Yeah, we
Strong
can't
gate.
see the
New coat of
thaumaturgical.
plaster, new coat of paint, everything.
Yeah,
Losing the wall.
it would
It's
hold...
not thaumaturgy, it's
It would
all-
hold against a mortal army probably pretty well, given that it's an outer gate
Who uses
on
a
a wall.
mortal army anymore, right?
Well, Dragonbloods generally have dragons in the armies
as generals.
as
and-
generals and lieutenants and
I'm
such.
not actually going to hit people with their great power. That's what peons are for.
But as far as
So you're-
massing armies, it's much easier to mass a bunch of mortals to overwhelm the enemy, and then have the generals fight off as grand champions. This would hold against a standard
Well, that's not good enough, though.
Yeah.
This is track.
Yes.
Oh no, it's not that this is Cherik, it's that this is the entryway into the Sunset District. And, well, like all rich, top-of-the-line people, they want to know that they're safe from everything.
If they're into the Scarlet District, they have bigger problems.
Yeah, actually, just like Black's.
Because the next tier of rich, snooty people live where I live. I would know.
Oh no, see, this was originally meant for the cream of the crop lawyers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then it got raided.
Oh, so many people got sued then.
Yes.
Who's
So
suing you? The judge.
our problem here is multifaceted. We have a fixed amount of time, and it doesn't matter if we get 3 done. If we miss 1, we all fail. So realistically, the time frame doesn't really matter. We're either going to be able to get them all done or not.
Oh no, we're going to get them all done.
Well, of course. So
Well, his isn't necessarily on a time limit. It's just
Yes, it is. 1 month.
all of us,
infiltrated into the place where you're probably going to get killed. If one of us dies, does that count as failure?
Yes.
yes,
Depends. Did you get your quest
I
out?
would assume so.
Good question. I don't know if I don't know how it's
So
going.
what I'm seeing here is 2 of our tasks take place in the same part of town, in the exact same part of town.
Oh, mine takes place in the harbor and next one. That's just the
But yours should have priority over his for the sake that we can use yours as
He
a
should be running in
partnership
the
for the
background.
guild.
He should be running in the background of all of them, anyways.
Well, background of most of them. Mine is going to
We
be.
can probably
too.
get help from the guild for yours because you're helping to rebuild the soon-to-be richest part of the entire city. And let's face it, there are members of that guild who probably want to live there.
See, if you start thinking like that, you're going to realize how they got Little Nexus to begin with. If they helped with that, they're going to try claiming.
Well, let's not forget, while we're working on your enchantments, and we're tracking down your treasure, and we're helping him infiltrate, We're seeing more Poe born every night when they come out to feed.
It's just quite a dilemma.
Isn't it?
So, first question: do any of you know your way around the Hall of Records?
Actually, I know someone who knows their way around the Hall of Records quite well. Though the scribes don't particularly care for me.
Oh, what do the scribes matter?
For you, so it's you. You know your way around the hall?
A little bit. I've been there with Sakura a few times over the last 2 months. She
Wow,
knows how to
wow.
find all kinds of stuff in there, though.
Okay. So we might be able to get some research done that way. The only restriction was that we use those resources available to us and some other Scions, right? We cannot rely on our elders. We have to do this ourselves with what resources we can manifest.
Limited. I was told I have limited assistance from the Inquisition.
But that's from the Inquisition itself.
Ooh, Sakura is also an Inquisitor.
But she's also a Scion.
So I thought she was just a mortal.
There are mortal Scions.
Fair enough.
She was at the debut with us, right?
Basically classmates
Yes.
or generational
Cousins.
mates.
So don't
Gotcha.
call on her help as part of the Inquisition. Call on it as a Scion. You're not breaking any rules, and you still maintain what you need.
She would
Resources. Okay.
Yes.
Speak up.
Anyone else have any knowledge of the Hall of Records?
No, other than it is a hall in which records are kept, I would
It's
assume.
a bureaucratic thing.
Oh.
Is it where the bureaucracy records are just?
Why did the stop calling your
Oh, then I spent like a month there being lost and confused.
Would your
I spent a small amount.
dancing partner perhaps know anything about that?
I can almost guarantee she does.
Or
Is she also a Scion?
not of this generation.
Technically,
Well,
no.
She
Scion?
graduated last year before last.
But still a Scion, nonetheless.
She's an adult in her own right.
Well, she's not married.
That doesn't make her not an adult.
That's what you ask.
I'm not asking you.
I'm not one who has an opinion on it. I could care what.
Okay,
Murder you all. I mean,
I'm just trying to find out where we can delegate extra tasks to try and get some work done while we're busy.
A guardsman in a rather
I heard
darker,
nothing, I swear.
darker garb, kind of a brown and blacks, walks up to you.
Yes.
We all turn.
We're busy.
I'm sorry, Lady of the High Guard, but there has been an altercation in the glacial district.
And this is something that the little group cannot take care of.
Time of day is it?
Probably 2, 3.
You are High Guard. I assume you would like to assume the mantle of the
Okay.
investigation.
You could not find another closer than here?
She is the first I saw on one of the main roads. Yes.
In the glacial district?
I look at him skeptically.
No.
Wait.
No.
No.
I just ran that whole distance.
Wait, is the Hall of
I know
Records
how
there?
long that is.
Oh, the Hall of Records is there.
And also, isn't part of your thing?
And this is the
Yes.
storyteller pushing you.
So,
No, don't never
If
believe
you-
that. It's about to screw us over royally.
But still, I ran like a mile from right around there over here.
What is the
They
nature
couldn't
of
find
the
a single
incident?
cop.
There is a alleyway filled with blood and
Are there bodies?
detriment. No.
And it's not that big of a concern, is it?
no.
As you
See,
say.
thank you.
You're welcome, Lord.
My partner should be somewhere in the city. I last left him close to the harbor
Unless
district.
that is your partner.
Some
No,
of it over
strike was
here,
back
and some of it over there, and some
He
of
would
it
have
over
come in
there.
and started eating sandwiches going, man, what a place, Hall. So we left and we're walking down the road. But
So why don't we go check that out at least? We need to go to the Hall of Records, talk to his Sakura. I need to start
She's yours.
finding
now.
some information so I can try and reverse engineer the spells that are up here. Otherwise, I'm never.
you're
gonna
writing
get
the
it right.
reports.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm
the
not-
permit
I'm-
application.
You're
Patience.
writing the reports.
He's gone.
You! Can you write? Follow me!
I can't write very well.
Ah, but you can write!
Very well. Thank you for doubling my workload.
They
Oh
won't
no,
accept
no! This
finger
might be
paintings.
having it because if it has to do with Orion's actual thing,
It's blood and alley. I mean,
Point
it's
of
a glacier.
order.
It's,
It's daytime.
I went on like 3 different tangents during this whole thing.
he also has a terrible sense of time.
Yeah, a dull's sense of time is non-existent. So
We
if one
still
of
have
them points it
multiple
out to me, then
tasks.
yeah.
Oh,
In the
speaking of
glaciers.
which, do you remember which month you guys came back? I can't remember off the top of my head.
If I remembered that, I'd have dates on my journals. Are there dates? Because I would like dates. You know
Yes.
how I like dates.
Do you remember which elemental season it was? I want to say Ascending Air, but I don't remember for certain.
Ascending Air is where in the calendar?
It's winter.
So I always thought it was fallish.
It's
Mm,
fallish.
I was pretty sure that the season was
we
the
were-
analog season was fall.
It was
we were-
resplendent something.
It was resplendent something, and it was not frostbitten. So,
Resplendent fire
oh,
summer.
the problem is
Resplendent wood?
the problem we have is resplendent, ascendant, and
Descendant.
And yeah,
Was it resplendent wood? Or was that spring?
No, that's spring. That's the one time.
Well, it's not
of the year.
fire, because resplendent fire is definitely summer.
well, we went over it in
Yeah.
one of the times, and I'm sure
the
that
first
was
episode. I think
I'm
the first
sure
episode.
it is in the first episode, but I couldn't remember. But if it was fall-like, then it's going to be probably have been resplendent earth, which means that it's already getting cold. And that was 2 months ago, so now it's descending air, which means it's
fucking
really cold.
Really cold. So in addition to my armor, then I'm probably wearing furs.
Except that you bring furs for the tea party.
Oh, don't.
No, I probably was wearing them while out in the Nexus eating ramen.
Would you like my shawl? I feel silly wearing it now.
I'm not sure you want to give that away as a gift,
And it's covered in ash now.
Yeah.
but at least it's not black.
Very well, I'll go and show you a day in the wonderful life of being a member of the Guard.
Oh no, I'm totally in this to get down closer to the Hall of Records.
We were going to walk there!
Now we have an
We are
extra
now.
task to keep us moving. You can look at it and then pass it off on someone else if you want, right?
God, I
So,
hope so.
just so you guys know, the resplendent air is the the air season is the coldest season. The wood season is the season of spring where everything sprouts again. The water season is the wet season. It also tends to be colder, but not nearly as cold as air. Fire is summer, and earth is a season that is similar to, but not quite as extreme as the direction you are in. So, being as that you guys are in the north, is a cold season. That means that in the north, there's basically one growing season. In the east, there's 3. In the south, there is 2.
Try at the breadbasket.
Yeah, and in the west, there is 2. And in the center, there are...
Well, we have magic.
One
so
great
far.
season.
Well, we're magic, so
Two,
screw you.
there's
Roll
either
one.
3 or 4, depending on how
One
you
perfect season, whichever one the Empress says it is.
Damn straight. But at least that used to be. They've lost a lot of their weather control since then.
Nonsense. Empress is always great.
Satellites keep coming down.
So, weird question. We're in the edge of the Scarlet. It's in the glacial. Why are you the first one he found?
Because people hate my life.
Yeah, so it is...
It is rather odd.
It is descending air. It is really cold out.
Can you stop being a MacGuffin?
Oh, what? Look, I was eating lunch before this whole thing happened.
And then you got another lunch.
No, I got tea.
I was at the Hall of Records before this started.
Well, let's just go back then.
Yeah, probably still putting the books away.
Each of the 2 of you head over. The 3 of you are headed to the Hall of Records, is that correct?
I think all of us are.
We're all
I thought
heading
we were
to
going
the
to
glacial.
Or do you want to head to the
heading there.
Nexus
He
and
wants to
start
look
your
at the blood and
mission?
gore and stuff, too.
Okay, so you guys are going to go to the scene first and then to the Hall of Records?
But he said I'm not, he says he said I forgot my reports, but he's going to have me pawn off the task on somebody else. Which is probably what I was going to do anyways.
Okay. Well, you find Stryker standing there.
Oh, good.
See? Convenient.
So,
Damn it, Skinelli! I didn't know you
Oh, he
were
found
here.
you?
Now it makes sense.
I've been meaning to write you a letter, but seeing as I was just told about it some 10 minutes ago, it takes a while to find a courier and write a letter, I've been put on a special mission by the daimyo herself for the next month.
Too old for this.
So, have fun!
No, come on.
Let me know if it's...
Serious?
We're not dump it.
Come on.
Look, there's no bodies.
No, look at this. And you can, this is basically it's like 3 alleys come together at odd angles and create like a little mini square.
That's an evil crossroads, got it.
Like a hidden square where you'd normally not find.
Almost like a courtyard.
Yeah. And it is wrecked. Like, there are chunks pulled out of the walls, there is blood splashed across certain areas.
Notice, because I'm here.
It's a werewolf.
Looks like 2 blooded got into it, okay? And no bodies.
What are you looking for specifically?
Oh.
Just looking around.
Just looking around?
I'm
This is
looking
D&D,
around.
isn't it? You just roll and you find stuff?
Yeah!
Investigation is...
If you want to look for clues in specific, you have to give me a general idea of what you might be looking for and roll investigation.
Anything that would...
How about what are you looking at? That's probably the
That's
place
another
to start.
one.
Anything that would probably be, like,
Clearly a waste of my time. That's what we're
like
looking at.
belonged to somebody on the ground or whatever.
You want to know if there's something left behind?
Don't tamper with the crime
What
scene
do
too
you
much. They
figure?
might arrest you.
Could
was
have torn
looking,
the
I'm
chunks
not-
out of
And
it.
then- that would be a
Make
I'm
your
just
roll
saying.
for investigation.
Oh,
Mind the
Doesn't
blood
look
with
like
your
a
feet.
bar fight.
Do you have investigation?
I
See, I honestly
Investigation.
think 2 blooded got into it.
You, her, any number of
5.
elemental effects,
5.
possible sources
Hey,
involved.
I have not been...
There is
very
one thing that
last
seems
year.
very
Not
out
what
of
could
place.
have, not what did.
Us.
He hasn't. You haven't been over here in the last few days, yeah?
The broken off heel of a set of very high heels.
Strippers.
It's your date.
Mine?
All broken
I'm not sure heels
You
are a
went
big
base and she
idea.
took her
for
heel off and stabbed him in the eye.
of
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the stone.
This is true.
heels.
What are the heels made of?
No, it's a broken off.
What's the heel made of?
Emerald.
You want to roll craft for me?
I don't have that,
Sure you do.
but I'll
Smart.
try.
No, it's D4 minus 2.
I just hope I don't trip over my own feet and land face first and
You're gonna trip over the heel you're not wearing.
If you're falling, avoid the blood.
Oh,
I
stab
said
yourself in
avoid.
the eye.
I said avoid the crime scene.
he looks at it like, I don't know, and like turns to like gesture and falls splat into the blood.
I said not. Have fun with this, buddy.
I'll just get up and just...
Touch my son.
If
Let's
we
go.
kill this character, do we get a new one?
I'll start following, just...
Have fun.
So apparently she's walking off. Are you guys walking
I'm
off?
following her. I was told to follow, so I'm following.
I think Stryker doesn't like me because I do exactly what Stryker's done to every other partner he's ever had. Because I'm pretty sure Stryker's done this to his other partners.
Worthless freaking people!
Because I think it's Stryker's MO. Oh, welcome to the team. Have fun! And walk away. Here, you can't tell this one to do that. I can tell whoever. Fuck, you gave me a dragon.
So, you might want to clean up.
You're now covered in blood, possibly diseased.
It's somewhat
Probably-
congealed too, so it's kind of sticky and gross.
Probably diseased, so
Do
probably
you still have the
diseased
heal,
now.
or did you give it to...
I didn't pick it up. I was
Good!
looking at it.
You managed to not completely screw up the crime scene then. That's
There's
a lot
a
of
trail
extra
of blood leaving the alleyway now.
That's because somebody fell face first into the blood.
You
Stryker,
told me
make
to
sure-
follow me.
I told you to get out of the crime
follow you.
scene.
Contaminated.
You said, Kosai, come on, so I came.
Fine.
And then you started touching stuff.
I drag
I'm not
I drag Raziel back.
To the crime
This is no evidence.
Wait, what?
This is a common theme with you.
There's now a trail of bloody footprints leading away caused by him falling into the crime scene. So now he's
But I
at the crime
have 4
scene.
witnesses.
Can't you just write a witness statement going, this is what happened?
I don't want to fill out a witness statement. He doesn't want to take a witness statement. Have you ever written a witness statement?
Yes.
Good, you write the witness statement.
I put her well.
I'm not part of the white cloaks.
You have a white shawl on.
Wow.
Starts like, not for me.
This is great,
Did
and
they let you deputize people already?
No, we were at tea with the daimyo. We gotta wear these fancy things when we're at tea.
Oh.
Mine's probably
I'm
like
cool with you
splattered with
deputizing if
red
you're
now.
allowed.
I'm cool with deputizing if I'm allowed. Can I ask someone if I can do that, or can I just...
No,
Wait, I'm a
yeah.
dragon. I can just do that.
unless
Yeah,
your
sure.
superior is another dragon. Yep.
At some point,
So I
I'll
can only
catch
do it
you.
if they don't find out.
If she doesn't find out.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
God, no.
I hate that phrase, but Temperance is okay with that phrase.
Exactly, it was tailored. Well, it's obvious we're not going to be getting any more information from this mess.
So you write the statement. He stays here while you write it, just for formality's
Look,
sake.
We'll meet
you
you at the Hall of Records.
I have a solution. I have a solution.
We leave.
Kosai-san,
I don't want to
fill
get
out a
that
witness
over me.
statement explaining how you fell into the mud.
Let's see if I can write.
Oh man, it gets worse. I did it. Ooh!
Yay.
He remembered his learning.
Ah,
Your penmanship is atrocious.
Extremely slow.
but I did it.
Like
And he
one
licks the
stroke
corner of
a
his mouth
second
a lot.
at most.
Your penmanship is atrocious.
I'm not gonna.
But you're writing the report, not me. I guess since they're gone, I guess I'll take turn investigating the crime
Successfully
scene.
escaped.
Okay, go for it.
Screw it, I'll spend a mote for the excellency.
Yay, D4. Wow!
That's a 2. Ignore that one. Take the 8. 9.
9.
I like that dice because it does that to me constantly.
Okay,
Fine, I guess I'll do my job.
Those work stuff.
similar to her,
I'm rich, I shouldn't have to do
similar
shit.
to Raziel, you find that the one thing that's truly out of place here is indeed that piece of a shoe.
See, I'm not stupid.
Other than that,
What's this?
you'll note that not all of those broken areas and sections were made by claws.
Not all of them. Some were.
So some were made by claw marks.
Some look like they're claw marks. Others look like you remember when your master tried to teach you the 7-section staff?
More usual.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, he slammed it into things a lot because he thought it made he liked writing his name in things and such. Yeah, this doesn't look that unfamiliar compared to that. This looks very similar. It looks like someone took a staff or some kind of cylindrical weapon and
With a massive amount of strength.
And-
or these are made of really soft.
or enlightened power.
Or these are sandstone.
Yeah, and was able to beat the crap out of the wall with it.
Fucking wall.
It looks like there was
How
just
dare
a
you.
fight here by somebody with some level of power.
Choose something.
Two somebodies, quite possibly. You're not
Minimum.
here. Could beat
No more
himself
reason
up.
to.
I don't see why this is such a big deal for the High Guard.
Who, me?
It's essence applied power. That's kind of our
Again,
thing.
no one's dead. Why does everyone get...
We don't know
No
that.
one died. Clearly nothing
Why
major
am I the
happened.
voice of doing things right?
What kind of bizarre world is this?
Look, they're not still here. Nobody's dead. At most, we have to find who did it to find them for property damages.
So what, you want to just pass this on to the glacial guard?
God, no, they can't do anything, right?
Well, then why are you telling me this other one?
I don't know. We might as well talk to the glacial guard. I thought I was supposed to be working for the daimyo right now.
How's that going for you?
Horribly.
Anything I can not do to help? That's what I thought.
Do you have large sums of money?
Fuck no.
If I had large sums of money, I would have retired 2 weeks ago. That way I wouldn't be partnered with you.
We've been partnered for like 4 weeks.
Doesn't have to pretend you didn't care.
Yeah.
I know, you're drunk most of the time. Courtesy of my honorable mother, dearest. Blues, courtesy of soccer scene.
Hey, love, what's up? Okay, I'll be on my way in a second.
Stop.
All right, bye.
I had
Good to see real world powers activated?
Yes.
He was
Okay.
unfaithful
We will have to
do.
end game here for tonight. I have to get going home because my wife is having problems.